A vast and endless sea. An iron fence surrounds the coast, shutting out the world completely. No one can go any further. It is a forbidden sea, which cannot even be fished without permission. But the people here long for the sea, which is no longer accessible. Located at the northeastern end of South Korea, a divided nation, Goseong was where the fiercest battles raged during the Korean War. It is a part of a province and region that is still divided. Daejeon Harbor, the northernmost harbor in Korea, is bustling with quiet activity. The sea seems to be peaceful, yet it's an entirely different story only 30 minutes away from Daejeon Harbor. Cheoll Island is located within a forbidden sea, which lies between the fishing restriction line and northern limit line. It's early in the morning, and there is tension in the air around the Cheoll Island fishery, with even the Coast Guard out in force. The people of Chodori and Daejeon-ri and Hyunnaemyeon are the only people who are allowed to fish here.
4월 1일부터 이제 11월 30일까지 이제 정하잖아. 이제 그 묵어놨다 그 이듬해 또 4월 1일 들어가니까는 아무래도 좀 낫겠죠.
It's quite difficult to gain entrance into the waters around Cheoll Island. Even after receiving permission, the boats must be inspected by the Coast Guard before they can start work. The reason is that this is the northernmost region of the East Sea that Koreans are allowed to fish, and it is close to North Korea.
북한에 납부되거나 그 위험성이 약간은 있는 건가요?
맘만 먹으면 잡아갈 수도 있죠. 저들이 맘만 먹으면. 근데 거리가 멀으니까 못 내려오지. 내려오면 박살내갖고도 뭐 가라앉혀 버려야지.
With the wailing of the siren, the boats race full speed ahead. The sea always gives more to those who are diligent. They must find a good spot in order to catch a full boatload of fish. Nevertheless, the sea on the other side of the red buoy is off limits.
저게 통일전망대고 여기 이제 CIQ 이제 출입국 관리소.
더 이상 못 가나요?
예, 더 이상 갈 수가 없습니다.
경계가 어딘가요?
경계가 요 부표가 우리 여기 라인이 34분선입니다, 여기.
Thanks to the restricted access, the waters here have maintained their abundance. It is a gift of nature to those who bore the brunt of pain that comes from living in a divided nation. Now, these waters are known as one of the 3 richest fisheries in the East Sea. When fishing is going well, some 100 boats are allowed into these waters under the careful watch of the Coast Guard. Traditional divers called moguri often visit the sea. Not many are willing to learn the trade of these divers, who must enter the water wearing a 60-kilogram suit and bear pressures which are incredibly high. This is the reason that only 7 out of the 19 boats that used to carry the divers are in operation today. Because the divers push their bodies to the extreme, they are oftentimes plagued by afflictions. Nevertheless, the fruits of their labor are sweet. At a depth of 30 meters, the ocean is overflowing with a cornucopia of edible marine life. They are there for anyone to take. With some hard work, the divers quickly fill their nets. On the boat, a shipmate operates a hose which supplies the diver with oxygen. The hose is a veritable lifeline to the diver who is submerged deep underwater. Beautiful scarlet sea squirts and fresh sea urchins fill the diver's boat. Mr. Park Myung-ho was born in Cheonjin Harbor in North Hamgyong Province. He learned how to dive in the North Korean Army, and he escaped North Korea along with his family in 2006.
우리 여기 뭐 인연이 있길 하나 그렇다고 뭐 이 뭐 지원이 있나 혈연이 있나 그렇다고 뭐 배운 게 있나 아무것도 없잖아. 우린 여기 와서 바닥부터 시작해서 바닥부터.
바닥이라 하면 어떤
낮은 데. 그 여긴 바닥보다 우리 더 낮잖아. 더 낮은 데부터 시작하면 더 적겠지 뭐.
Although he can laugh about it now, escaping the North was a life or death endeavor.
한 10년 동안 겨루고 한 6년 동안 아내를 설득하고 내가 한 2년 동안 준비하고.
This is the only place from where he can see the homeland which he struggled to escape. These waters have a special significance to Mr. Park. He left his homeland because he was sick and tired of poverty, but this does not mean that he doesn't miss the North. Life in his homeland seemed like an unbearable burden at the time, but now there is a part of him that longs to return to whence he came. He has vivid memories of the sea of his homeland. They fill him with longing. Fortunately, the restricted access to the sea has allowed it to maintain its purity. Captain Seok has been farming scallops in the seas around Goseong for the past 20 years. The ideal water temperature for scallops is 14 to 15 degrees Celsius. All he has to do is adjust the depth of his baskets according to each season. Then, he leaves the scallops alone so that they can feed on the various creatures in their natural underwater environment. He raises the scallops in the pristine waters near the northern limit line.
자연산에는 마찬가지다고. 여기 이제 못 도망가게 딱 매달아 놓는 거야. 저걸 이제 망을 이제 이렇게 꼬매가지고 가래비가 못 도망가게 딱 가다 놓는 거야.
When the scallops are brought back to harbor, they are separated and cleaned right away. They are scrubbed clean of the impurities that got on them as they lived in the sea. Thanks to their deliciously fresh taste, orders for the scallops come in by the ton. They must hurry in order to meet them. They are especially busy during May and June. They must fill baskets with spats, which are the larvae of scallops, and scatter them in the sea. This is the same as scattering seeds on good soil.
가리비 얼마나 이렇게 키워야 되나요? 한 3년 키워요.
Much like farming, scallop farming is an honest vocation. The fishermen are able to entrust the spats to the sea for 3 long years because they trust its clean waters. Scallops are delicious eaten raw or eaten roasted. They impart a fresh and sweet flavor in your mouth.
이렇게 해가지고 야 빨리 와 이거 한 잔 먹어.
A vinegar and chili paste dipping sauce enhances their flavor even further.
여기 바다는 물이 깨끗하잖아요. 그리고 파도가 세잖아요. 그러니까 파도가 센 데서 자라는 건 육질도 단단해요. 네, 그래서 맛있다는 겁니다.
The limited access kept these waters clean, resulting in the famous Goseong scallops. In this sense, this iron fence served as a protector of the ocean here. Nevertheless, the fence was also a cause of incurable pain for the people of Goseong. Mrs. Oh Tan-sim was born in southern Goseong. She was only 16 when war erupted.
밤에 아주 와자자 하는 소리가 나더니 총을 아주 콩 볶는 소리를 해. 콩 볶는 건 예사다. 그래서 문구양을 이렇게 문구멍을 내다보니까 하늘도 새빨갛고 땅도 새빨갛고.
Mr. Lee Bo-eul escaped from the part of Goseong in North Korea where he was born.
팔남매인데 둘은 이북에 있고 둘은 이북에서 못 나오고 그냥 출가했으니까 못 나왔지. 못 나오고 그다음에 우리만 피서 나왔는데 우리 피서 나온 둘은 그냥 일절 모르지 뭐 어떻게 된 건지. 그러니까 그냥 큰 누는 사망됐지. 그리고 동상 뭐 작은 누는 살았을는지 모르지만 큰 누는 다 사망. 나이가 벌써 많잖아. 나이가 많으니까 우리가 80살인데 그럼 80살이 가까이 되는데 그러면 사망됐지 뭐.
Mrs. Oh, who was 16 years old, developed a fondness for the man who grew up in the same region but was a North Korean refugee.
다리 아픈데 쉬우 이제 그만.
And the two became man and wife. Mrs. Oh quickly prepares lunch. It's hot operating the traditional stove in the height of summer. But roast fish, Mr. E's favorite, tastes best cooked in this manner.
장자물하고 막걸리 아까 한 병 있는 거 다 먹고 내가 뭐 아까 낮에 먹던 거 시원한 게 좋더라고.
화산당 막걸리 가지고.
Mrs. O cooks fish for every meal. While Mr. E shares the predilection of most people in Gangwon province for potatoes, he is from northern Goseong and longs for the taste of fish from the Namgang River.
그래서 요새는 황어가 많지. 그다음에 조금 한식 지내면 그다음에 저 하지 지내면 그다음에 연어 저 송어가 오르고 그다음에 고기 뭐 먹지를 말지 뭐 고기 아주 고기 아주 꽉 찼네. 그 난간이잖아 그러니까 거기 난간이고.
아마 꽉 찬 불에 금송아지 있으면 뭐 여기 있어야지.
The old man's memories only serve to increase his longing, and it pains Mrs. O to see her husband like that.
아 시원하다.
She thought that his longing for home would fade away with the passage of time, that the wounds of division would heal. But as the years pass by, the longing only intensifies, washing over the land of Goseong like a tide rolling in from the sea.
제가 이 단기차 한 잔으로 꼬셨습니다.